The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
This week on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, Tom's talking gunsmithing, a first for the Corey Firearms Museum, and easy air gun cleaning. All that and your range reports. To join Tom on the air, call now, 1-866-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
Well, let's talk about some guns. Tom Gresham here. It's Gun Talk. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. 866-825-5486. Easier, honestly. Just dial 1 and then Tom Talk Gun. That's me. You can talk gun or guns with me. First off, little unfinished business. We just wrapped up the Crimson Trace November giveaway. Great packages. Grand prize went to Vicky C. out of Daleville, Virginia. First prize to Doug J. from Shoreline, Washington. Second to Johan B. from Frisco, I believe it is, Texas. And then everybody who entered actually got something. Everybody who entered got a copy of the Laser's Edge DVD from Crimson Trace. Very cool. Neat stuff going. We have, if you're thinking about Christmas presents, holiday presents, we got them for you. Got an announcement of some great brand new DVDs. If you want to be one of the first up, go to shopguntalk.com, shopguntalk.com, and you can take a look at our brand new as of like today, brand new DVDs we have available. You can grab those. Wow, a lot of things going on. We spent some time this week shooting video with Gun Company. There are some really cool guns that are going to be announced very soon. SHOT Show, of course, is traditionally when a lot of these get announced. Some, of course, have been announced at the Sporting Goods Wholesaler Show, the NASGW show. But, man, I'm telling you, everybody, well, I can't think of anybody who doesn't have new guns coming out. And we saw some really neat ones. And just not cool stuff. I keep saying this, and I know it to be true. And as I check with people in the industry, there has never been a better time to buy a gun than right now in terms of what's out there and also quality and, of course, price, because prices are terrific right now. And one of the things you want to do with your guns, of course, is as soon as you get them in, take care of them, treat them right, maybe do a little gunsmithing on them. And joining us to talk about all of that is a good friend of ours, a top competitive shooter, second generation, as am I, in the firearms business. Pistol Smith, American Pistol Smith of the Year. He's just got all these credentials. It's just always fun to have him on. Jim Clark from Clark Custom Guns. Hey, Jim, how are you?
I'm great, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. I could go on and on, but then we wouldn't have time to talk because, I mean, you've been at this and done so much. Your list of achievements is incredible, man.
Well, I've had a lot of fun. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. Well, and you did like me. You started early, didn't you?
Absolutely. Both of us grew up into it, so we were force-fed at birth.
That's honestly, I mean, people think we're joking. By the time that other people were doing paper routes, we had already been working in the firearms business for years.
Exactly. I can, way back memories of a child crawling between my father's legs out the range, cleaning up brass, which is what I happen to be doing right now as we're talking.
So you're running around picking up brass right now?
Oh, we had a concealed carry class yesterday, and of course I was able to put off the cleanup till today, so I'm out picking up brass.
Now, that's multitasking, man, I'm telling you. By the way, we ought to tell people, Clark Custom Guns, you're in Houghton, Louisiana, just outside of Shreveport, where you've got not only a big shooting range, but you have a gun store. You do world-class gunsmithing, and also, I think what a lot of people don't know is you might want to tell them about all of the custom parts that you make for all these different guns.
Yeah, we're having, talking to Ruger at the NRA show and the number of 1022s that they produce in a day, and I was floored. I knew it was a lot, but we're talking in the thousands of guns they produce a day. And our little spec that we help them out with, goodness gracious, we're converting. We've got 3 people doing nothing but 1022 conversions. That's just a hot item all the time. So that's a big deal. And then, of course, the 1911s, we've got a new bullseye pistol out, which that's a very limited market. But we just got the optic mounted to the barrel. That way there's actually no accuracy work done on the gun. And, of course, it's the best shooter we have.
Son of a gun. Okay. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that because that's really where Clark, the name Clark, and pistol smithing came together was with the 1911, with your dad.
Right. Yeah, Daddy was strictly a bullseye guy. If I wanted to work on something else, I was, kind of, no, we're not doing that today. So.
Well, and then you really you're the first guy to do all the custom work, accuracy work on the Ruger 10/22 rifle. That's got to have been at least 25 years ago now.
Well, the Sportsman Team Challenge has been around for more than 25 years, so it was longer than that.
Yeah, because that's what you produced it for that.
Well, we built the first one, actually. Our retail store manager, Randy Smith, back in the 70s, brought me a 10/22 blank and a 10/22. He had a blank from Ruger, not from Ruger, from Douglas, and he wanted to put it on his 10/22. Okay. Of course, you've heard me tell that story before. I couldn't think in my mind, why would anybody want a heavy barrel on a 10/22? But we went ahead and did it. And years later, that gun wound up at the first Sportsman Team Challenge. And, of course, since then, the craze has been on. And we were able to anticipate the competitors' market pretty good and stay up with it, but we weren't able to anticipate the plinker squirrel hunter market, which has just flooded us. We probably sell 3 or 4 times more to the plinkers and small game hunters than we do to the competition shooters now.
Where people want to have an accurate rifle. And when you can have, and I'm not making this up, am I, a 10/22 that will shoot 1-inch groups at 100 yards. That's actually doable, isn't it?
Yes. Very doable. And now there's, 50 people around the country building the guns. I would be staggered probably by the number of custom 10/22s there are out there.
So if somebody wants to do this to a 10/22, and they want the Clark treatment, they want the original, can they send you the gun? What's the best, or do you have guns available that you can sell? How does it work?
Yeah, either way. We'll either work on the customer's gun. I mean, if you got a bargain that you bought at a pawn shop somewhere, that's a great base to start on, because all we're going to keep is the receiver and the trigger anyway. So.
Oh, okay. So you're going to put new stock on it, new barrel and everything anyway.
Whatever you want, you bet. And of course, most cases they want the new equipment.
Okay. So you heard me do the intro. You've been in this business a long time, and I am of the opinion that right now in the next few months are going to be the best deals that people have ever seen on guns because everybody's overstocked. What do you think? That
is a fact. That's for sure. There again, I've got my retail sales guy running my retail store, and he is flooded every day with calls from the distributors. We've got these in stock. And so the deals right now are actually wonderful.
Yeah, and just so people understand, when the distributor calls you, they're saying, okay, here's the deal, Jim. We need to move some of these. So if you'll buy 10 of them, we'll not only cut you a deal, but we'll throw in 1 or 2 extras. And you're looking at this and going, well, that reduces our costs, so we can knock the price down and move them out the door, and everybody wins on that deal.
It couldn't be a better year for Santa Claus to bring a gun under the tree.
It's really incredible. And if you're not getting deals, do a little shopping around, because you should be, because the deals are available to the dealers. Obviously, and the distributors are getting the deals from the manufacturers because they got to get them off of their floor.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so what's the hot ticket?
They don't want to eat the inventory tax either. So.
Boy, that's right. So what's the hot ticket right now? Is it rimfires? Is it self-defense handguns? Where do you see the action?
Well, both of those, actually. The 10/22 course is huge, and then we've got this bullseye thing going, which is pretty small right now because we really haven't advertised it any, but it's going to be a big hit for us. And then the double rifle thing, which you've seen one of our double rifles, is actually going pretty good. So
that is the
we've got several irons in the fire.
The double rifle thing is the coolest thing. You take a shotgun, double-barrel shotgun, side by side, and make a double rifle out of it. And I'm looking at your webpage now. By the way, it's clarkcustomguns.com. And you chamber them for all these different calibers up to, 470 and even 500 Nitro Express. And you're selling them at what, a half, a third, a quarter of what other double rifles are going for?
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, if you Google double rifles looking just to buy one, they probably start at $15,000-$20,000.
Right.
So the shotgun conversion and that CZ is a very strong action. Double underhook and a Greener crossbolt on it. It's very stable. So it makes a pretty good platform for us to start on. And, of course, then it's a monoblock receiver, which makes it easy for us to remove the shotgun barrels and insert our rifle barrels.
And these are it looks like it's starting at $5,000, which, people are going to say, well, that's a lot of money. What it is, except that when you compare it to what a European double rifle is going to cost you, it's a third.
Yes, exactly. Or less. Some of the real quality, really ornate doubles, $20,000 won't touch them. So,
exactly.
And I'll put up. I have a really good guy, an old retiree, doing the regulation for me. So he's very particular. In fact, he's you'd appreciate it, he's an ex-airplane mechanic. So he's doing my regulation, and he's just doing a great job. I'd put his regulation up against anybody's.
Okay, Jim, guess what I was doing this morning? I went out and flew my 1956 new to me Champ I just got.
That's great.
Just went up and went up in circles.
A player plane.
That's right. I didn't go anywhere. People say, "Where'd you go?" I says, "Nowhere. Just went and drove in circles." Yep. But I might
do that this afternoon.
There you go. What are you flying now, by the way?
A 56 Bonanza.
Same year. How about? And people say, "I can't believe you fly those old planes." You say, "Oh, I like those old airplanes."
Yeah, I actually tried to sell one time, and of course it's got an electric prop on it, and some of the new guys don't know about electric props, so they won't buy those. But that's a different story. That's not guns.
That's right. Airplanes and guns. It's actually a pretty good mix when you get down to it. Let me ask you a question. Just explain to people, if they said, "I've got a gun, I want to have some work done, or I want to have a little gunsmithing or whatever," how they go about sending something to you and what the laws are as far as shipping things back and forth. They can send them directly to you, can't they?
Correct. For repair or conversion, it can go direct to the dealer and direct back to the customer. You don't have to go through an FFL. Now, the trick is going to be, of course, on handguns, FedEx and UPS, either one, want you to send it overnight to honor the insurance. Well, that gets fairly expensive. Mm-hmm. So that's really the problem on shipping handguns, and it's not a federal law. It's a company policy for FedEx and UPS. Right. If you wanted to ship it ground, you can. It just if something happens to it, they might not honor the insurance if it doesn't get there. Right.
But you can send it directly to you, and you can send it directly back to them at their house.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to go through a dealer anywhere. You can send it direct back to them at their house. It will have to be signed. We do adult signature required on anything, going back to the individual. So.
Right. Exactly. Yep. All right, Jim, listen, I know you're busy. You're picking up brass, so I don't want to interrupt you, but I just wanted to get you on here to talk a little bit about what you guys are doing. I just think, and you know how often people contact me, and I just say, look, this is going to be real simple. Just send it to Clark. They can fix it. They can take care of it. Pretty much. And the thing is, if you guys don't do it, you'll know who does, and you can direct them to the right outfit.
Exactly. Yeah, I got to get this brass picked up before Jerry finds it. So.
That's right. He'll be scarfing up the brass out there. I know. Well, look, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. And the best to the family, man.
Best to you, Tom.
All right, you take care. Jim Clark. Yeah, Jerry Mitchlick, his brother-in-law, they're always out there going back and forth, and Jerry's picking up the brass, and who's going to load it? And it's a great family. Love those guys. All right, 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. That's our number. Open lines. Got a range report? Got a question? Want to know what you ought to put under the tree? I can help you with that, too. 866-TALK-GUN.
Making news 30 years ago, the modern internet made strides when 5 supercomputers were linked to form a network. It was the same year ArmScore entered the U.S. market. What a coincidence. Why not use the internet to celebrate? Get big online discounts and rebates on the world's #1 selling 1911s from Rock Island Armory and quality ammunition from ArmScore. Get yours at armscore.com/gun-talk. ArmScore, USA strong for 30 years.
You already know Liberty Safes are great values. Now they're offering an even sweeter deal for Gun Talk listeners. At LibertySafe.com, click on the Fat Boy Safe and type in Tom. Liberty will give you up to $250 off your purchase. Protect the things you value most. LibertySafe.com, click the Fat Boy Safe, promo code Tom, save up to $250. That's LibertySafe.com. LibertySafe.com.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
The Ruger LCRX is a variation of the LCR that features an external hammer, allowing it to be fired in single-action mode. The LCRX can also be fired in double-action mode. It features a monolithic frame made from aerospace-grade 7000 series aluminum, a patented Ruger friction-reducing cam that results in a smooth, non-stacking trigger pull, and a patent-pending polymer fire control housing that significantly reduces weight and helps reduce recoil. The Ruger LCRX Revolver, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
Program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced. The attack also was made on all naval and military activities on the principal island of Oahu.
Yeah, they didn't even know how to say Oahu. They just had no idea where this was. Hawaii, an attack out of the blue in Hawaii, December 7th. A day which will live in infamy, as the president said. Might just take a moment to think about that. Hey, and if you get a chance, one of the best war movies ever, Tora. Certainly the best of the Pearl Harbor movies, I believe. I don't know, what do you think? Did you like that movie? What did you think of it? I just thought they did a great job with that. And that goes way back now. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. This is Gun Talk. By the way, if you'd like to join us on Twitter, we're over there. I'm at Gun Talk. Get your Gun Talk app, of course. You definitely want to do that for your smartphone. And we have our new, talk about things that go under the tree, new DVDs. First Person Defender Season 1 is out as of today. Can't tell you how many people have written us and said, I can't believe how good this is. I have shown it to my wife. I had her sit with it. I've shown it to my friends. I had them go look at it. I wish it were available on DVD. Yes, we got it. We understand. It's now available on DVD. This is the first season, First Person Defender Season 1. We also have Conceal Carry 2. We had Conceal Carry 1, and we still have that. We could actually do a combo deal there. That's all on the website at shopguntalk.com. Conceal Carry 2, more advanced stuff. Conceal Carry, shooting from within vehicles, shooting outside of vehicles, using vehicles for cover. They are not what you think they are. And we shoot through a whole bunch of different parts of vehicles and shoot from different positions. A lot of interesting stuff there and things that you're going, I call it the INTOT response, INTOT. We get this all the time. I never thought of that. INTOT. Yeah, I know. You didn't think of that because you haven't had the training. And even if you have, it's always good to get perspective from watching other people teach this stuff. So the new DVDs are the Conceal Carry 2 DVD and also First Person Defender. Go to shopguntalk.com. Right now you can get a Conceal Carry 2-pack with a $5 discount and a $10 discount on the 3-pack with those and the 1911 DVD. Anyway, check it out, shopguntalk.com. Richard's on line 3 out of Houston, Texas. Richard, thank you for holding. How can I help you?
Yes, sir, and simplify. I have a H&K 940 that the more I shoot, the more I think it deserves a better scope. And every place I go, everybody recommends a completely different scope, completely different system. So I thought I'd go to somebody fairly impartial and give me a recommendation of what you think the scope, the H&K 940 really deserves.
All right. First question is what's the caliber?
The 940 is a 30-06.
30-06. Okay. What do you do with it is the next caliber, or next question.
I'm a target shooter for the most part. I go hunting, but it doesn't bother me to let a nice deer go because, quite frankly, I never miss, so there's no challenge.
When you go target shooting, what's the range?
I try to go someplace where they have at least 200 yards, 200 meters.
Okay, there's nothing particularly challenging about this. So what scope do you have now, what magnification, and why do you want something different?
Thrilled.
So what scope do you have on it now, and where are you going with it?
Simmons Classic Whitetail is what's on it right now.
And what's the magnification?
You're asking me off the top of my head.
3 to 9?
I think it's a 3 to 9 by 40.
Okay, that sounds about right. All right, here's, as weird as this is going to sound, probably a 3 to 9 is where you need to be. And if you just want an upgrade in the quality, I would say jump up to a Trijicon, Loophole. Obviously, you can spend a lot of money, go to Swarovski or a Zeiss. All are fabulous. But honestly, I'm not sure any of them are much better than the Trijicon and the Loophole. They're just great scopes. 3 to 9 is a great system. It's just the reason it's so popular is because it works so well for everybody. Great for hunting, great for target shooting. If you want to do, more long range stuff, you might go to more magnification, but I don't think so. Crazy as it sounds, that's such a good looking and unique rifle. You might end up choosing just on the basis of looks, as long as you're staying with good quality companies like a Trijicon or a Loophole. Find the one that you like the looks of. Go that way. I see nothing wrong with that. Great looking rifle, by the way. 866 Talk Gun. I'm Tom Gresham. Give me a holler. This is Gun Talk.
Have you taken your family, friends, and kids shooting lately?
You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, and we'll be right back. Want to be a guest on the show? Drop us a line at info@guntalk.com. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Having fun? Talking about guns. Yeah, we got to shoot some, rifles, doing some long-range stuff this week. Just basically going out and pulling the trigger, doing some videos. We'll have those up before too long. By the way, if you don't know, we have hundreds and hundreds of videos available for free on our YouTube site, YouTube channel. Just look for Gun Talk Media there. If you want even more than that, go to guntalk.tv. Again, guntalk.tv, where we have gazillions of videos, everything from what's the difference between a semi-auto and a revolver up to pretty high-speed stuff. A lot of things going on there. So a lot of ways to catch up. And I send out, I guess it's more like a gun news feed. It's on Twitter. I'm at Gun Talk, or correction, yeah, it's at Gun Talk on Twitter. And just every day sending out stories, links, and you can click on them or not. But it basically keeps you informed with what's going on, whether it's gun right stuff, new products, outrageous things that are going on, stories about successful use of guns and self-defense, that type of thing. So you can follow me on Twitter at Gun Talk there. Let's see here. Let's go to Steve on line 2 out of St. Louis. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
It's good. What's going on? What's 22?
Yeah, I got a range report on two 22 conversion kits, one for 1911 and one for an XDM.
Oh, okay.
About 8 years ago, I bought one from Advantage Arm for my 1911. The thing ran really well. It looked like the Bob Marvel design where they had a fixed barrel and the slide moved back and forth. It ran well, and then had an out-of-battery experience, and the slide blew open. Contacted them. Customer service was great. Here's a call tag. Send it back. They contacted me. We talked back and forth. about 6 weeks into it, I said, hey, what's going on? They said, hey, we'll send you another one, loaner till we resolve it. They sent me a loaner. About 5 months later, they sent me a brand new one with their current design. Got Bob Marvel. Apparently, he doesn't own Marvel conversions kits, but he had a hand helping him. So I thought, this thing's great, runs slick. Both of them run great. Now I got one with the top for a rail. One shoots on one of the other 1911s. Wonderful gun. Everything works fine. Well, fast forward 8 years, I decided, hey, I had Mmps, but nobody came out with a conversion. I wanted one to go with my trigger job, but nobody has one for an Mmp. Well, I pick up an XDM, put a nice trigger in it. I see Advantage Arms comes out with a conversion kit for this. I thought, it's not supposed to work with trigger jobs, but I thought I'll give it a hand, give it a try. I've seen other guys on some of the forums it'll work or may work. So I get it, order 4 extra mags. Hey, it works with my nice competition trigger job. I start having problems with 2 of the magazines releasing after firing. I try to contact them. Their customer service is going the other way.
No.
Apparently 2 of the mags are undersized and they come loose. And so I contact them. Well, you contact them, you call them up, and then they'll email you in a couple of days. The gal's response was, "Oh, you probably got XD mags in there, not XDM." So I send her a picture. I said, "I bought them all 4 from you, 4 extra, and the one that came with the kit from you." And 3 of them work and 2 of them don't. And they said, "Well, we can't understand why 2 of them don't work. They're all from the same mold." So I sent them a video showing how they work loose and how they're undersized. Asked for an RMA and they get a notice, like I said, no voice contact. They said, "Well, we don't need an RMA. Just send it back. They got a lifetime warranty." I said, "Great. I'll send them in, in the wintertime when, St. Louis gets cold here."
If you would, fast forward to the bottom line on this, okay?
Bottom line, the customer service is going to hell. After about 1,000 rounds, now the gun won't forward, and they tell me I need to buy a new recoil spring. I said, "Well, that seems crazy." I said, "Well, after 1,000 rounds, new recoil spring, I got to pay $15. And they said, "Well, it only has a 30-day warranty." So anyway, good customer service back then, not so good now.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate that. That's the kind of range report we're looking for. What's going on and what's working, what's not. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. Let's go talk to Malcolm on one out of Amarillo, Texas. Hey, Malcolm.
Hi, sir. How you doing?
I am good. What you got? You got a gun safe?
Yes, I just upgraded to a bigger gun safe, and I'm just wondering what the ideal humidity is in a gun safe.
Less than it is in Louisiana, I can tell you that.
Well, it's less than that here in Amarillo. So
I was just going to say, in Amarillo, you're a lot better off than I am here. It's an interesting question. I'm not sure what the actual number should be. Just the number that just popped into my head was 60% or less humidity. I would think. Of course, I'm used to 80 and 90% humidity around here, so maybe it's supposed to be less. I will tell you, I am... First, let me ask you a question. Have you had any problems in your safe with rust or anything like that?
No, I really haven't, but I got one of those Liberty electronic things that email you every time the humidity gets high.
Right.
Normally I'm running in the 40s. This week, with the temperatures how it's been running in the 30s, and I'm just curious, should I try to keep it at below 40 or in the 40s, or I'm just trying to figure out the best way to protect my investment in my gun?
Sure. Well, I think you're probably in great position right now with anything in the 40s. It's got to be fine. Do you have a goldenrod, one of those little units that goes in the safe that kind of just warms up and keeps humidity down?
I don't, but I have something else. It kind of looks like a boot warmer. I think it's a peat heater. I have that, and then I have different little silicone things in there that you can recharge. Right.
Okay. I mean, I think you're doing fine. I mean, first of all, you're in Amarillo, Texas. You're in West by God, Texas. So it's not going to be that humid anyway. I think if you'll take your guns out of the safe twice a year, wipe them down with a good rust preventative, which I think that is mandatory for guns kept in safes anyway. I think you're in great shape. I wouldn't worry about it. If it's going between the 30s and the 40s, a lot of us would pay a lot of money to have that because we don't have that around here.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, Malcolm. I appreciate that. Let's see here. I tell you what, let's do this. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and get Jay, and we have room for you if you'd like to join us. 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back with more gun talk.
Every day, law enforcement agencies worldwide put their trust in the HST bullet from Federal Premium Ammunition. Built to protect our streets and defend our freedoms, HST, in its iconic mushroom, provide reliable and consistent performance. That same technology is now available for your personal defense needs when protecting your home and defending your family. Personal Defense HST. Proven, trusted performance. Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts.
Hi, I'm Michael Bain. You know I hate cleaning guns, so anything that makes that job faster and easier is definitely a plus. And that's where Board Tips come in. These reusable, lint-free cleaning swabs make cleaning a breeze. And the tighter-fitting Board Tips do a better job on barrels than cotton mops or patches. Hey, it's a dirty job. Let Board Tips help. To find a dealer, visit BoardTips.com.
TopGunSupply.com carries a large selection of fine firearms and accessories. Get all the parts you need for your Sig Sauer, HK, and Glock pistols. Grips, screws, recoil springs, sights, barrels, magazines, holsters. The list goes on. Our knowledgeable sales staff, professional service, great prices, and super fast shipping are here to help you. Check us out today. TopGunSupply.com. TopGunSupply.com.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
Let's see. A 22 rifle for Cody. A 20-gauge auto for Christopher. A pair of engraved single-action 4440s for Mom. And an AR-15 for Grandma. Ho, ho, ho.
All the best to you and yours. From Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
Oh, man, that's a lot of good stuff under the tree. I guarantee you. There are going to be a lot of people who have some really fun, long boxes under the tree this year. Going to be some cool stuff because it is a great year to be buying guns, to be giving guns if you're in that mood to give guns. Great prices right now. Just terrific, great prices on guns. And there are going to be a bunch of guns introduced that are going to have lower prices than what we've seen before. Frankly, I think Savage may be responsible for some of that. What was it, 10 years ago? Feels like 10 years ago. They started introducing these much less expensive rifles that just shot like crazy. I mean, really good quality rifles with good triggers. And the other manufacturers said, whoa, we got to get on board with this. And a lot of them have Ruger American. There's some others coming out like that. Less expensive, very accurate, good triggers across the board. And now everybody's overstocked, all the manufacturers, the distributors, dealers, and their prices are down. I am seeing more and more stripped AR lowers for $49.95, or even I saw $39.95. Amazing. I know people that just, well, why wouldn't you buy a couple of those and just stick them back, and I'll build them later. Don't worry about it. Just but buy the stripped lower now and have it on the shelf for some other time. All right, line 4, Jay is with us out of Houston, Texas. Hey, Jay, what kind of pistol you got there?
Well, the one I wanted to talk about is a Smith & Wesson Mmp 9C.
Okay.
I also have an Mmp Pro, and I love it. The Mmp Pro is great. It has a nice long barrel and a nice, easy enough trigger. But that 9C, the 9C, I was thinking maybe I was buying something pretty similar, it's a shorter version of the M&P Pro, but the trigger is just really hard. So,
is it just the trigger that's the problem?
Well, I think so.
Okay. All right. I mean, everything else you can work with. The slide works. Everything's not a problem for you.
Yeah. Okay. I have about 700 rounds through it, so, not terribly many, but enough.
It's broken in, yeah. Here's the deal. Probably the Pro is designed to be a competition gun that probably comes, I'm just guessing now, probably comes with a little lighter, maybe a little bit crisper trigger. The C is a carry gun, compact gun. They probably provide it with a little bit stronger, heavier trigger pull. Do you know roughly where your Mmp Pro trigger is set? What the weight is on it?
Well, the Smith & Wesson people tell me it's from 4 to 5.5 pounds.
Okay, and the C you have feels like it's a good bit more than that.
Yeah, and again, the Smith & Wesson folks tell me that it's 6.5 pounds plus or minus 1.
Yeah, okay, so if you take the top end, you could be looking at 7.5 on that C, and that's a bit much.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the first thing in my mind is, number one, you do not want a really light trigger on a carry gun, for obvious reasons, but you do want a good trigger. You know what you may want to do? Have you considered putting an aftermarket trigger in?
Yes.
The Apex Tactical makes really good triggers for M&Ps. And it's Apex, A-P-E-X, apextactical.com. They have a number of them on their website. I see one here. It's called the Apex Mmp Duty Carry Action Enhancement Kit. And you can set that up between 5 and 5.5 pounds. So it's not real light. It would mimic, other guns. So very defensible if you ever should need to do that. And I just hear good things about the Apex triggers across the board.
Okay. And I know that the M&P or Smith & Wesson sells, I don't know if they sell it or if they simply do it for you. They do something called the Mmp Action Kit. Maybe I can do that myself, but for $120, that's something apparently Smith & Wesson has. Again, whether they do it or I'm allowed to do it myself, I don't know.
Right. And, of course, there are gunsmiths out there who will do a trigger job on it. I just would be careful about that because some of them will set it up for a nice competition trigger. You'll be shooting like a 3-pound trigger, which is great for competition. But I personally would not want that for carry for two reasons. One is I'd like a little bit more resistance in a high-stress situation, but also, frankly, just me now, other people disagree with this, I don't want to be sitting on the witness stand having to explain why I had a quote-unquote hair trigger on my gun. Let's eliminate that item to have to talk about in the aftermath of a self-defense incident. And so if I have one that is within the realm of what the factory provides, a 5.5 pound, then we don't have to talk about that. So if I were you, I would take a look at the Apex trigger. I think it's, like I say, I hear nothing but good things about them. You might want to find out from Smith what's involved in their action enhancement if you get a lighter trigger pull with that, because they certainly can do a great job. I mean, send it back to the people who made the gun. But I would look at those two options. And look, I wish you luck with it. Those are really good pistols, by the way. The Mmp Pro and the Mmp 9C. I think the Mmp series across the board almost was transformational. I think what they did is they took what Glock had done, which was very good, and just did them one better. Made it slimmer, a lot more ergonomic, easier to shoot, fits all the hands, adjustable back straps, replaceable back straps. It kind of became my go-to pistol when I was introducing people to shoot an M&P in 9mm. I just haven't found anybody who could not shoot that gun. 866-TALK-GUN.
You don't have to agree with Tom to participate in the show. Call now with any of your concerns about guns, gun rights, or particular firearms, or suggestions for your shooting activity or personal protection. 1-866-825-5486. Gun Talk is coming right back.
All right, back to the 866 Talk Gun. We'll get you in there. Travis is on line 3 out of Houston, Texas. Hello, Travis. You got a thought on humidity? Good.
Yeah, it was for, I was going to say something for Malcolm out of Amarillo, Texas. I know with my gun safe, I keep it at about 45% humidity, and I've got a gold rod in there. But the thing with me is I shoot all of my guns at least once a month and they get cleaned and oiled. So I guess you just have to see you have to play with it. How often does he open it? How often does he use it? How often does he clean them? And just check for flash rust and everything else.
Yep, exactly. Check it often. As you say, the lower the better on humidity. But also, even with that, it's not just humidity. If you've touched the guns, if you have acid in your hand oils, oil that comes off your skin, that can rust guns. So you need to be taking them out and wiping them down and putting a good metal protectant on them, some regular basis. More often if you're in a high humidity area, possibly less often if you're out in the desert somewhere. So, yeah. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate that. Scott's on line 2 out of Texas also. Hey, Scott, you got some experience with the Apex triggers? Yeah, turn that radio off behind you if you would, Scott. That would help.
I was trying to click over. I apologize.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I built 5 of them, and the Apex Tactical Kit works really, really great. Apex has got some videos online that show you exactly how to do it. You just need something like just a simple roll pin punch set, and it's easy. Doesn't take any special skills.
Well, that's good to know. And so now, have you gone with the tactical? Do you go with the competition? What are you going with as far as what Apex puts out?
You know, I would say for a carry gun that he needs to go with the carry kit. Right. Because of the trigger weight. Now, actually, I have a Pro that I use for IDPA, and I actually didn't go with a light trigger because on the Mmp, if you go too light, it actually won't actuate that hinge trigger, and it'll hang up on you.
Okay. And you need that for fast shooting. You've got to get that trigger back out there so you can make those follow-up shots.
Yeah. And what it does is it actually hitches up when you're pulling through on your shot. So it'll actually make you pull your shot slow sometimes.
So you go with the don't go with the lowest weight. You go with the carrier tactical kit for that.
Well, on the carry gun I did, but on my IDPA gun, I just left the stock spring in there on the trigger.
Okay. There you go. And you don't find it's a problem. You think anybody could go ahead and install one of those?
Oh, it's pretty easy. I mean, you can go ahead and go on the Apex Tactical's YouTube channel and take a look first and see if you think that you're, up to it. But, it's real simple with the pins. Everything on the Mmp is directional. The sights, the pins, and it's easy to remember. It all goes in the direction that the brass ejects from the gun.
There you go. Well, that's very helpful. And I was kind of hoping somebody who had experience with them would call in. That's great. I appreciate that, Scott. The Apex Tactical, by the way, it's apextactical.com. Like I said, everybody I talk to says, man, these things are great, easy to put in. Now, if I were doing it, you might hold your breath because I'm not the most mechanical guy around. But I know how to look at a video, so I might have to tackle one of these, see what I think. I do like good triggers, that's for sure. So, when we come back, we're going to have some news out of Cody, Wyoming. We've got the new curator of the Cody Firearms Museum, which, by the way, is... I love museums, and this is my favorite. I mean, they have guns, they have Buffalo Bill, they have artwork, they have a lot of stuff, but the gun museum at Cody is unbelievable. It's enough to make it worth the trip out there, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll also have your comments, your calls. What are you planning to get yourself, or maybe somebody else, for Christmas this year in the Hanukkah holiday season? Guns, ammo, what else?
No black helicopters here, just the facts about gun rights and gun ownership. This is Gun Talk.